Radical.
Last Friday, during halftime of the game between the LA Lakers and Memphis Grizzlies, there was a little bit of a verbal altercation between Shannon Sharpe, yes, that's Shannon Sharpe from Skippin' Shannon Undisputed, and a Memphis player, Dillon Brooks. Now, Shannon Sharpe said to Dillon Brooks that he was too small to guard LeBron. Of course, Shannon Sharpe is a big defender of LeBron James, a big fan of LeBron James. They're really tight. And then the response to Shannon was, fuck Shannon. Fuck you. And then Shannon said, fuck you back. And then Dillon Brooks started to come at Shannon, approach him, and then Shannon said, you don't want these problems. Now, I saw Shannon actually, I don't know what he said exactly. That's what he said. But I saw Shannon signaling down like, come here. Seemed like he was saying, come here. Then Ja Morant came out of nowhere. Then Ja Morant's dad. And basically you had security actually having to hold back both of them. I don't know if they would have got to, some fisticuffs or whatnot. But security came out. There was a big scene. And that's Shannon Sharpe. That's the same Shannon Sharpe you see on Skippin' Shannon Undisputed, basically just, losing his cool, man. I'd say he lost his cool. I mean, both parties lost their cool a bit, but as to who's in the wrong, who's to say, right? Because some people might say it's part of the game to actually be, heckling and talking to some of the players like too small to guard LeBron, but if you're hearing that and you're in the game, I think it's a fair response to say, fuck you, fuck you back. And then you go to the game and everything. Because you're trying to concentrate and play the game, and you got all these people saying these stuff on the sidelines to you, and one of those people is Shannon Sharpe. So nothing happened from that, all right. Other than just the verbal altercation, no punches were thrown, nothing happened. But what I find to be interesting, actually, Shannon Sharpe's response to that. I saw him, and he actually went above and beyond, I think, to apologize. He said, I take full responsibility for what transpired. It does not matter what Dillon Brooks said or how many times he said it. Me being the responsible person, me having the platform I have and having so many people look up to me, I was wrong. I should have lowered the temperature in the arena. Instead, I turned the temperature up, and I let it get out of hand. So, also what's interesting is, T. Morant, who is Ja Morant's dad, shook hands with him, and then they had a hug after third quarter. So, it could have got a lot worse than it did. But as to what I find interesting about this is, Shannon Sharpe is a human being. A lot of time we think the people on TV, they are not regular human beings. But when you're really getting into stuff like the game, your real personality comes out. I think Shannon Sharpe is a bit of a shit talker when it comes to a lot of things. But yeah, a lot of times people don't really understand that these people on TV, they are real people. We hold them to a higher standard. I'm not sure if that's entirely fair. Maybe it is, I'm not sure. That's the question I'll pose to you. Should you hold people like Shannon Sharpe to a higher standard because of the platform that they have than you would regular, people that go to these games? And maybe you have the same thought if you're watching the game or you were out at the game. Maybe some of you might have been at the game. Maybe you're yelling at Dillon Brooks. You're too small to guard LeBron James. Oh, a lot of people are too small to guard LeBron James. There's no really shame in that. Speaking of the Lakers, I tell you, LeBron and the Lakers, even without AD in the West, they're actually doing kind of good recently. They're still under 500, but hell, the biggest story from the West is teams like the Warriors are under 500. The Suns, I think, are under 500. And then you have the Grizzlies right up under the Nuggets for the top spot. And then you have the Kings, who are in the third spot. What's going on in the West is a lot of the teams that were good last year are kind of straight garbage right now.